But can we hear me now? Is it? Please tell me. Oh, thank fucking God that whole time. Oh my God. Hello, Link Lover. Hello, Welvy. Oh my God. I was actually gonna cry. I was gonna cry. My mic wasn't working. Oh my God. I am so tearful lately. Like the smallest thing will just make me burst into tears, and I was this close to losing it just now, but I figured it out. I think it would have been funny if my mic was actually on, because it was just me screaming like device not connected, my ass, because fucking OBS. Anyway. And then I had double BGM. I had my stupid BGM and my just chatting at the same time, which kind of works. The dumb BGM was kind of accurate. But it's funny to hear. Honestly, there are a lot of times where I'll like be doing something stupid and I like triple check that I'm still muted, because I'm like, oh God, I do not want people to hear that. Doing great, thank you. Wait, I'm gonna turn. I've got a little heater on. I just realized it's probably making background noise. I think my title was kind of non-specific, but I feel like most people at the moment know who the Wolfman is. But I'm gonna be playing Zenless Zone Zero in a bit. But I had some stories to tell, some commiserating I needed to do. I think a couple of things. First of all, I'm really obsessed with 2 books at the moment, and I'm not good at reading 2 books at the same time, and I'm having to put one on hold because then the other book that I was waiting for on pre-order finally got shipped today. So now I'm reading that one. The first one I'm reading, which was like in my tweet yesterday, The Priory of the Orange Tree. It is so good. I had like a mutual ask like, is it any good? And I was like, yes. This is funny. I've actually done like a sort of book review on stream before. Should I do like a little book review segment? Is there an audience for this? Does anyone want this? I don't know. But I need to talk about it. I need to get it out of my body. Do it? Okay, wait, hold on. Let me support it. Thank you. I'll get Priory of the Orange Tree cover. I'll do what I did last time with Fourth Wing and put a little PNG of it up. Wait, what's this? What? Is there a second book? Hold on. I thought this was a standalone book. What? A Day of Fallen Night. Is that a separate... What the fuck is a day? Hold on. Hello? Oh. Okay, no, it's fine. It's a different book that she wrote about dragons. I love that this author fucking loves dragons. That's amazing. Me too. I was like, I was so certain that this was a standalone book, and it is. Let me get this picture. I feel like I have to set the mood. Why is this image so grainy? Please. Okay. Okay, we're doing great. We're doing great. I'm so fucking scuffed. Oh my God. Excuse me. They are right. Love dragons. Okay, well, that's a bit big. Hold on. Book review. Book review. And then let me do a little copy book review. I haven't even finished the book yet, but I'm still going to talk about it. There we go. So The Priory of the Orange Tree, the reason that I need to like yell about it is I feel like it is quite popular in like book sphere, like on the internet, but I also feel like I didn't hear much about it until my friend was reading it. And the reasons that I love it, okay, I think some background is that in a way, it's okay, it's not similar to Game of Thrones, like I'm not saying because there's dragons, but that it's similar to Game of Thrones, but it has multiple perspectives. Like if you've read the books, Game of Thrones books, which I haven't finished, but it has multiple perspectives of different characters in different parts of the world. And it's really, yeah, it is really interesting because the world building is very rich and very intricate without dumping like pages of exposition at you. Like it starts off and it's just from multiple different characters' perspectives, and at first you know your point of view character and a few people around them, but then like in one character's perspective they will be talking about a character who also has a perspective, like a POV in the book. So it's really interesting. You find out about your POV characters through the lens of other POV characters, which I just think is a really fun way to do it. Like you learn the backstory, not from the person like self-narrating and having an internal monologue about how they were banished from their country and why. You hear whispers from somebody else of, oh, I heard he did this and that's why he got banished. And it's just so interesting putting it that way. And then also, oh my god, as the plot develops, like you will see one character's action in their POV and then later see how that influences somebody else in another POV, and it's like you are rooting for all of these different people, but sometimes their actions inadvertently affect each other in bad ways, and sometimes you don't realize that they've affected other people until you get to that point of view. And it's just really interesting, and I'm really excited because I'm only like a very small part of the way through. It's a very big book, and I'm excited because you can see these moving parts, and I feel like they're culminating, they're gonna come to a head, and I feel like all of these characters, maybe not all of them at once, but these characters, there has to be a point where they cross paths. Like it would make sense. If it doesn't, I would probably be quite disappointed, because I feel like it's really setting up for that, because all of these different characters in different countries are all still concerned with the same major outcome, the same major doom to the world, but it's very interesting because there are multiple religions in different parts of the world, and again they disagree with each other, the different religious point of views, so that's quite interesting, like the lore inside of the lore, and as well it has like a lot of court dynamics, like royal court dynamics, in terms of, you know, just like the way that people have to address each other very formally and also very carefully, and I just think that's really fun, like I guess political tension, if that's what you could call it, and of course there's fucking dragons, but it's really cool because this isn't really giving much of the plot away because I don't want to do that, but what I find interesting is that in this world, pretty much every other country views dragons, or they call them like worms or wyverns. So it's Game of Thrones. No, Jello, hello, welcome. It's not though. It's like in some ways similar, but like the plot beats aren't similar at all. I feel that the way they have the multiple different point of views and the way they interrelate could be similar to Game of Thrones, but no, I promise it's your own unique thing. I don't know how to read. Oh my god. I'll read it to you. It's okay. Honestly, I don't think I could read this book out loud because there are so many words that I'm not even sure I'm internally in my head pronouncing correctly. But okay, right. So as you see, there's a dragon on the cover. And it's really fun because, first of all, I think it's really interesting. Some of the main dragons are actually, more like, I can't think of the actual word because I know the names for different types of dragons, like wyverns, drakes, things like that, but I guess the description would be like Eastern Asian dragons, like you can see on the cover there, like quite long bodies with no legs, or wyverns with only 2 legs. Is this what you normally do on stream, doing book reviews? Actually no, I've only ever once before reviewed a book and it was mostly a rant about it. It was actually about a book about dragons as well. But I'm actually going to be playing Zenless Zone Zero in a bit, but I am reading this book and I just can't stop thinking about it and I just needed to talk about it. Basically, my stream is that I have a captive audience and I talk about whatever I want to talk about. So yeah, the dragons are cool because often in, you know, media we see like wyverns or drakes, like four-legged dragons, things like that. But these are more like traditional East Asian dragons. And most of the world views all dragons, like there's a few different variants, as bad and evil because I guess that's sort of the big bad in this world is these dragons reawakening. But there's a certain country called, what is it called? I know that they speak like Seikinese. I think it's like Seiki. They actually revere dragons, and these dragons come from the water and like swim through the water, whereas the other dragons are of fire. And so there's like warriors who ride atop dragons in this one country, but the rest of the world, because they have this bad view of dragons from the other ones, think of this country as, you know, worshippers of, I guess, the devil. And so it's really interesting seeing the different perspectives of, from one point of view, them saying, like, calling them like disgusting, you know, traitors, worm worshippers, and then you go to another perspective and it's like a young woman training to be a warrior to ride on dragons and things like that. So I just think it's really neat, those kinds of dynamics. So yeah, very, very good fantasy, and honestly, very poetic at times. Like it reads a lot like prose at times, very beautifully written. So it's also a very good read for that reason. That's the first book I'm reading, and I was reading that while waiting for another book to come off of pre-order, and that finally delivered today. So I'm putting Priory of the Orange Tree on hold, and I'm hoping to finish this one this weekend because it's quite a short book. It's called Apostles of Mercy. I've been talking about this series quite a bit recently. I won't put up on screen because I'm not really gonna like review it because I'm only like a tiny way through. But because I guess I've read the other two books in the series, I don't know. It'll be like, I guess, a review of the series as a whole. Normally read fantasy genre. Yeah, I think it's like all I ever read growing up, and then like there's non-fiction books that I would want to read, excuse me, to learn, but I feel like they just don't hold my attention as well. So I really love fantasy. So like love Lord of the Rings. Grew up reading it's not a series spoken about much, but The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel, which is really interesting. It's like 6 books long. I haven't read it since I was a kid. I kind of want to read it again to see if it holds up, but it's really interesting. It takes characters from like different mythologies around the world and has them as, you know, like real people, and it's really fun. Puppy book review, yeah, yeah, I kind of finished. I was like, I finished talking about this book. I guess I'll put up on screen the one that I'm reading now, even though I said I wasn't going to, but I'm like, otherwise it'll be confusing. But this is the book that I'm reading now, is the 3rd book in a series by Lindsay Ellis, who actually started out as a video essayist on YouTube. And I think she still makes videos on Nebula, like a private platform, and occasionally uploads on YouTube. But did that work? Okay, yes. So this is the 3rd book in the Numena series, and I've spoken about it on stream before. It's more sci-fi, and it's like alternate history sci-fi. So it's set in like, the first book is set in like 2007 George Bush post 9/11 America, like, you know, in that economic recession, depression, decline. And basically it's a first contact story where like 20-something-year-old Cora Sabino is implicated by a bit of chance and a bit of I guess she's not really related, like she doesn't have anything to do with aliens, but her dad, who she's not in contact with anymore, is kind of like a oh, what's his name, WikiLeaks, you know, that guy who leaked that he was Australian, oh, Julian Assange. He's a character, one of those characters, and he leaked government documents about first contact with aliens, and that the American government actually had aliens in basically in their possession, not in their possession, but they were working with aliens who were claiming like refugee status in on Earth. And Cora, so then she is, I guess, implicated while the aliens are sleuthing through the internet trying to find connections, that I guess they make a connection and find, you know, her house. And that's how they find her. This alien at first captures her, implants a device with which to communicate into her ear, and the story goes from there. And it's a very like, you can't put it down kind of book. The first one, Axiom's End, was a bit more, I guess, lighthearted, and then the second book, Truth of the Divine, takes a very dark turn, where the events of the first book have left the main character traumatized, and so it's kind of like, I guess, exploring that. And I think what I like a lot about the characters in these books is that they feel very real, in that, you know, I think any good book these days won't have a character that's good or bad, but I think what's interesting is that they can be very morally grey but still good people. Like in the second book, Kaveh is a character where you read from his perspective, you know, it alternates between him and the main character Cora, and some of his own internal monologue leaves you a bit, oh, like that's a bit yikes, but he overall is, I guess, a good person at his heart, but as well, kind of, I guess, sometimes he feels kind of slimy, honestly. And I don't think that Lindsay asks you to necessarily agree with everything that they do, which I think sometimes some authors, you know, I guess for love of their own characters, try to make them very forgiving. Like you want to root with them because they can do no wrong, but she's not really afraid of making people perhaps feel uncomfortable from reading from this narrator's perspective. And honestly, what it reminded me of was I once read the very infamous book Lolita, because everyone was talking about it and I was very interested about what the fuck it's actually about, because it was very hotly debated, and that is a book where I don't think any book has ever made my skin crawl so much to read from the perspective of one Humbert. If you know the book, I don't really want to talk about the contents because it's that gross, but certainly like the characters in Lindsay's books are nowhere near like Humbert, but I guess some of the actions that the character takes, it gives you that similar feeling of, oh no, they're not doing that, are they? Oh god, like, and you just keep reading, you can't look away. And I remembered at one point as I was reading Kaveh's perspective, it was actually really stark to me. Basically Kaveh is like taking care of Cora, who's very traumatized, and there's a weird age dynamic between the two of them. And in my mind, because I've read this book twice, on my second reading, I kept waiting for the line of something along the lines of, you know, Cora coming to Kaveh because, you know, where else was she supposed to go? There was nobody else. And then it hit me that that's actually from Lolita. And like, I guess there was, you know, it's not as though Kaveh made the situation in which Cora had nobody else to turn to, but it was very similar, weird dynamics. But at the end of the day, Kaveh is still essentially a character you sympathize with. So I think that's really interesting. Makes for a very interesting read. And also, fucking aliens, in it. It's very, the alien, like, the cosmic scales at which the books go to, as well as like the minutiae of interhuman relationships and human alien relationships, and how they interact. Super interesting. I don't know if I'm selling it, if it makes much sense, but I really love these books and recommend them. And I'm hoping, I know when the first book came out that Lindsay wasn't sure if she would get publishing rights to all of the books, which I think she intends to publish 5, and I think she was guaranteed the first 3, and this is the 3rd one. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, please support it, please go buy the book. I'm hoping that she has secured those by now because it has a lot of love. I know the moment I heard about the pre-order, I slammed that baby and I was like, gimme. So yes, you'll be reading, yes. It's interesting when authors portray morally grey characters as they are and letting the reader form their own opinion as opposed to painting their flaws in a positive light to be more appealing. Exactly. And at the same time, not positing characters that are shouldn't be forgiven, like I guess quote unquote bad characters, not painting them in such a light that you have no choice but to dislike them. Yeah, she really lets you make your own opinion of them. And sometimes it's so great that sometimes you wonder, is she aware of how like uncomfortably this supposedly good character is acting? I think ultimately, yes, she is very aware, and it's intentional. So yeah, it's very good. So those are the two books that are just occupying my brain right now. I'm very excited to get through more of Apostles of Mercy. Like I said, I hope I can finish it this weekend and then get back to Priory of the Orange Tree. But yeah, so that's my book review. That's not even the main part of why I was like, oh yeah, there's gonna be some talking before I play Zenless Zone Zero. The other thing is a story time of ludicrous proportions. I honestly think somebody hexed me and, you know, just what someone was out to fucking get me yesterday. Somebody wanted me to actually die. So please keep in mind, in the series of unfortunate events that I am about to portray to you, the background, which is that I am currently weaning off my usual antidepressants to start a new one, and at this stage I am on nothing. I'm raw dogging life, or more accurately, life is raw dogging me. Poppy book review, hello Nova, yeah. The Poppy book review over. It's now crazy story time. So I basically am very emotionally vulnerable, both at the same time. Yeah, was that just like me and life 69ing, I guess? I'm sorry. So yes, very emotionally vulnerable, very teary. I will cry at anything. I cried at like, what did I cry at last night? It was something on Instagram and it wasn't even that sad. I just started crying. But okay, so the story is as follows. Yesterday I tweeted about this. I was had my car at a service, and while I was waiting for that, I walked to like a nearby cafe and I had a book, and I had a really lovely day, you know, getting a coffee and reading my book in a park. And it was nice, but I was also waiting quite anxiously for my car because I had my first ever singing lesson to go to afterwards, which I was very nervous for. So I wait like quite a long time, and then finally my car is ready just in time for me to like quickly get back home, pee, and then go to the singing lesson. And I go to pick up my car, and one of the mechanics is just taking it for a lap around the block to make sure it's okay. And he leans over to like the guy who was helping me with the invoice and everything. And I don't hear him, but basically the guy tells to me that the driver noticed a rattling in the car, and so they opened the boot and found that I had a camper chair in the boot. And he said, oh, it would be that rattling. And when he said that, I thought to myself, I've never heard it rattling before, but like maybe it moved around during the service and now it's loose and rattling around, you know, why would I not believe that? But I get in the car and the rattling, I'm like, this sounds weird. This sounds more like the car is shaking. And I get home, I scurry inside to pee, stepping past the plumber who is home at my home for the day without me there, which this will be relevant later. Please remember, there is a tradesperson, a plumber in my home. So I go out and I take the camper chair out of the boot of my car to double check. And when I drive it, yes, indeed, my car is rattling. I spent almost $1,000 at this car, at this mechanic, and they fucked my car. So it was rattling around. I was like, I don't have time to call them. I need to get to this singing lesson. So I go to the singing lesson, very nervous. It's only 30 minutes. Wait, what? If anyone's tried Twitch Mobile, it's very strange. YouTube Shorts, but for streamers. Fuck Twitch Mobile. Anyway, so I go to my singing lesson. And yeah, very nerve-wracking. It took a lot of nervous energy. It went overall well, but like, you know, when your voice doesn't come out the way that you want it to, it can be embarrassing. I was in a very small booth with a new person, singing for the first time, like face to face really to someone. But it was good, and I leave and I'm like, I firstly stopped in at like a little Japanese grocer to get myself some snacks to reward myself, which ended up being glad that I had some food on me, because after that I then go and try to pick up a parcel for my housemate who is currently on the other side of the country for the week. This is also important, please remember this. And I get there and are post office workers internationally fucking rude? Or is it just Australia? They're always so rude. And this guy was like to me, it's already been picked up. This is a request notice. This isn't a parcel pickup notice. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like already trying not to cry. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know. And I left and I was already at this point crying, and I'm driving my car that's rattling around and I keep crying more because my car's fucked. And I get home, I'm like, I just want to go inside. And I was honestly thinking of streaming just to like chill out. I was like, I'm just gonna go inside, I'm gonna pat my cat, and I'm gonna stream, and it's gonna be fine. And I get to my apartment. Now I have my wooden door and a screen door. My housemate and I never locked the screen door because we were only ever given one key to the screen door, and there were 2 of us. And I get up there and go to open the screen door, and it's locked. And I don't have a key to it. And the plumber fucking locked a door that was unlocked when he arrived, so God knows why he thought to do that, but I'm locked out. And my phone only has like 5% left, so I use that to call my real estate agent, and I am audibly crying. I'm trying so hard to hold it back. I hate crying in front of people, but I'm on the phone like, I'm locked out. I don't know what to do. And they're like, come by to the office. You know, they're only like 5 minutes away. Come by to the office. Come grab the master keys. It's all right. You'll be all right. I was like, thank you. And I quickly look at the way to go because I know my phone's probably going to go flat. And I make it there. The thing is, this is close to 5 p.m. So there's a lot of traffic around and nowhere to fucking park. The like office is in sort of like near a complex of stores and also near a big like shopping center. And so I finally end up parking in the shopping center like car park, and I have to walk around and I'm hustling to get to the office because I know it's getting, you know, I don't know if it's 5 o'clock yet or not, but I know it's getting close. And I had a really bad blister on my heel and it burst and it hurt so fucking bad. And I climb these stairs and I get up to the office. The door is closed. The lights are off. Nobody is there. I knock on the door in the hopes that maybe somebody will emerge from the darkness like, here's the keys. No, they couldn't wait 5 fucking minutes for me to get to the office when they knew I was on my way. They know where I live. They know I'm like, couldn't possibly be that far away. Nobody could fucking wait for me, could they? And so I left my phone in the car knowing it's about to go flat. I had like 1% at this point. Yeah, they didn't wait, the fucking bastards. And so at this point, I'm without my phone. I am without keys. I'm locked out of my house. I am bawling my fucking eyes out. And I walked to the nearest place, which is a pharmacy. And I felt so sorry for this guy working there. He had a face where I'm like, you're either in your teenagers or your 20s. I couldn't tell you, but I walked in and I was like, excuse me, I need your help. I'm locked out and I don't have my phone, and I need you to please help me call a locksmith. And I'm like trying to stop crying and I can't, because the moment I'm explaining the situation, I'm crying more. I was just very panicked, and he was very helpful. And I called 2 different locksmiths. One rang for like a minute and didn't pick up. Another one went to a message bank. And the third one they picked up. And so I explained my situation to this guy and he tells me he'll be there in 30 minutes. The call out fee is $270. And he's like, what's your contact number? And I was like, I don't have my phone. Like, I told him I was calling from the pharmacy, and he's like, oh yeah, that's right. Well, write down my number here. It's this, this, and this. And at this point I'm not listening because I'm like, I don't have a phone. So I get home, the locksmith lets me in, and I've said before, I'm quite scared of men that I don't know, and because my phone was flat, he had to come into the apartment with me to put my phone on charge so I could pay him right away. And so I'm in my bedroom with like my bed sheets all strewn everywhere, you know, paying, and so I feel really, really scared and uncomfortable. But he was really nice. He was a really nice guy. And so he left. And everything was fine. I was in my apartment. I cried some more. I called my parents and I was trying to tell them the story, and I was like, I'm over it now. I can tell them it's funny. And I still cried. So that was the day from hell yesterday. A series of unfortunate events that interwove with me being locked out of my apartment, and you know, my housemate with the key to the screen door being on the other side of the country with said key. And I'm not usually the kind of person to kick up a stink and be like, actually, like, you know, I don't like ring people of money. I don't even complain if somebody gets my order wrong, but I spent $270 and it is directly at the fault of a tradie locking me out of my apartment and my real estate, firstly not giving us 2 screen door keys, and also not waiting 5 fucking minutes to let me into the apartment after I got locked out. And so I sent this morning a very reasonable but firm email. Plumbers, real estate agents, post office workers, all in one day. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Also welcome. That's exactly, that also makes it so much worse. Crying is perfectly valid. Thank you. I was not in the best state. Can't sue. I fucking wish. I sent them an email and I, you know, explained everything that happened. I said, as you are aware, I was locked out of my apartment. Didn't have a key, blah, 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 blah. And I said, I believe it is reasonable to request that I said I think it's unfair for me to absorb this cost. I am requesting that yourself, the real estate, or the plumbing company reimburse me the cost of the call-out fee of a locksmith. They replied back, like, not long after opening at, you know, 8 AM with, so basically they said to me, so is it that you weren't given a key or that it just wasn't on your person? Because we have written here that we gave you 2 screen door keys. That set me, I was at work, I started crying again because I was so mad. And I was like, replied back saying, we were only ever given 1 key. My housemate and I divided the keys when we moved in. The only place I have there are keys is on their key ring and my key ring. I tried every key. I know what all of these keys do. They are not for the fucking screen door. And they haven't replied all day. And I'm like, boy, you better hope you don't argue again when you come back to me. Because I, like, the thing is, they didn't even address the fact that they left me high and dry. When they, like, okay, I even said in the email, I can understand that you can't make exceptions for everybody on empathetic grounds. But I was very hurt and upset that they didn't wait like 5 minutes overtime to help me out when I was very upset. So that was very frustrating. And yeah, they didn't even address the fact that A, the plumber locked me out, B, they didn't like throw me a fucking bone and help me get into my apartment. So I am waiting for their response. If I don't hear anything, I'm going to call them and probably thoroughly lean into complaint mode. Really went through a big hug for Bobby. Thank you, Nova. I got home and the saddest thing was when I couldn't get into the apartment, my cat May was on the other side like, meow, mama, meow, mama, meow, like, mama, why aren't you coming inside? And so I would like cry even more because my cat was upset, and I got inside and I was crying and she gave me like a big cuddle. The strongest to whom it may concern. Absolutely. I just said, hi, real estate agent name. And usually I end emails with like, warm regards, Poppy. This time I just said, thank you for reading my grievances, Poppy. Day from hell, reactions completely valid. Thank you. Can't believe real estate agents just left. What the fuck? Yeah, thank you. Bring out your inner Karen. Exactly. I told my mum and dad this story, and my mum said she was very proud of me because I was channeling her, and I was like, thank you. Channeled the inner angry Italian woman. So that was my day. And today I actually had to leave work early because the side effect of being off my antidepressants, even though I weaned down over 2 weeks, is I am insanely dizzy. Like I move my eyeballs and I get dizzy, and I felt very sick, so I had to leave work early. But I'm here now, I've rested, I feel better, and now I can play games with you. I need a drink of water. Holy shit, I was spitting what the kids say, bars. Oh goodness. Oh god. That water is cold, but it's good. It's good cold. Okay. Poppy Brand Hall of Fame. Honestly, I understand why like storytime YouTubers did what they did. It's very cathartic. Oh, hello Leech, thank you. I will stretch and I will sit up, and I will drink more water. I just drank water, but I will sip once again.
Yum.
Oh gosh. You know what's really funny about my yum? I was I was on a Discord call with Don recently. I can't remember what I was eating, but I was like, yum. He was like, oh my god, it's just like the notification sound. I was like, yeah, man, it's almost like I recorded it. Missed most of the story, but it sounds like a hell of a day. I'm glad that even hearing only half of it portrayed the struggles that I had. Oh shit. Yes, let me have more water. And thank you all for listening. I really needed that. I'm gonna say hello, I can't stay. Save the story because I heard I was already in tears and decided somebody needed to catch hands. Oh, thank you. Have a good Friday night, hey? Thank you for stopping in, and thank you as well for staying. It was just so embarrassing. I cried in front of so many people yesterday, and like not even like a little like sniffle, a little tear shedding. It was like full waterworks, nose fucking like streaming snot. like the pharmacy guy saw me, multiple people on the phone heard me, walking to and from my car people saw me, and I was like trying to hide my face, like don't fucking look at me. Lady Gator going to be playing perfect, wait what? Going to be playing the Perfect Dark fan made PC port? Wait, what's that? Perfect Dark fan made, Perfect Dark? Perfect Dark. Okay, so I'm guessing that's a game. I've not heard of it. But have fun. I just thought like you meant you're gonna be playing in the dark or something. Depending on how much notice they gave, they very much can't be entering your property anyway. Well, that's where it gets even more interesting. You just reminded me. This plumbing company, they've been a bit weird. Like the other week they called to say they would be coming on Thursday. And this is really important, especially for me, because my cat is very scared of men and loud noises, so like before things like that I have to give her some anxiety meds. So I gave her anxiety meds Thursday, and I was home from work that day, and they never fucking showed up. And then they came on Friday, the next day, and my cat didn't have any meds on board. I was like, girl, if my cats can literally get sick from being stressed. I don't know if you know that. I was like, girl, don't try me. And then so they were here yesterday, and I've noticed like a few things are a bit weird. Like now when I flush my toilet, there's like a pipe sound, like a afterwards, which it didn't used to do. And when I turned on the hot water for my shower, there was like a loud dug 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 noise. And as well as that, today my housemate, again on the other side of the country, messages me and is like, oh yeah, the plumber said that they're coming back today. And I was like, aren't they meant to give like 24 to 48 hours notice? But okay, I want them to fix whatever the fuck is going on. I don't know. Like, did this guy just in the middle of the night go, oh god, I just remembered something I have to do tomorrow? I don't know. And so this is like, I'd come home early from work at this point. He never fucking showed up. But he said to my housemate that he was on the way. So weird. But my housemate said that they told the plumber like what happened yesterday to me. Apparently he was very apologetic and said he's gonna put forth something to the real estate as well. So I'm like, all right, you can goof around as much as you want if it gets me my money. Definitely not enough notice. Yeah, 2 weeks notice. Very, very lost. Yeah, I don't know, maybe he's still trying to find the apartment that he was at yesterday. Yeah, just really odd things. I think honestly the problem that he's fixing, when I was like bustling in and out yesterday, I was in a very obvious rush, and I said to him, I gotta go, and he's like starting to tell me like, oh, today's been hard, I've been trying to do this and that. I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. And he tries to explain to me something with the hot water. I'm like, I'm not listening to a word that you're saying, I need to go. And I feel like the problem that he's fixing, like basically hot water pipe from our apartment was dripping into our downstairs neighbor's apartment. And so they're fixing the pipe that had the leak, but this is quite an old building, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's like, if the problem extends like beyond the bounds of our apartment. Like honestly, I feel like it's probably an issue, like a body corporate issue, where they need to fix like all the pipes or something, because this guy has done some crazy like terraforming, if you can even call it that, with the pipes in our apartment. So I don't know what's going on. It is beyond me. I do not understand anything actually, and especially not plumbing. Unless it's a safety concern, minimum requirement for notice. Probably slow structural damage from that. Yeah, it's just weird. And I just like, I've heard a bit of old people gossip. I don't mean to call them old, they are old. Very lovely neighbors that I have. Some gossip about like some of the unit owners. Like one of my neighbors I was talking to, he was saying to me that he's in the bad books of another unit's owner, like someone who owns the unit, because this neighbor owns his unit. And there was some drama, honestly, again, it was with plumbing, and basically it led to them bursting a pipe that they were like, oh, it'll be fine, we'll just dig a trench to the street. Ended up being a sewage pipe. And because this neighbor was like, you need to fucking fix this, the owner of that other unit said that he was like a troublemaker for him requesting basic utilities be amended. So that probably gives an idea of what the ownership of my apartment block is like. Body corporate politics. Yeah, I still haven't even heard back if body corporate has agreed to me having a cat. My real estate agent tried to get me to do the application, but it clearly said that like a tenant can't do the application unless they have permission from the unit owner, which I've never once spoken to whoever owns my unit. And I was like, girl, you gotta do this. And supposedly she did, and I've never heard anything. So I'm like, well, that's cool. If they were to try to tell me that I can't have my cat now, I would skin them alive. So always like this and I hate it. Yeah, honestly, like I think as well, like I've also had an experience renting from a private like property owner, so like not a real estate, like just some guy who owned the house I was in with my housemates. And that was even worse because you just directly saw this like honest to god lazy guy. Like he was retired, so his one job was upkeeping this property, quote unquote job. It's fucking passive income, especially when you do as little as he did. It's just insane. I actually saw, it was quite topical yesterday, I saw some graffiti that was like rent is theft, and I was like, fucking oath. I was like, yeah, I feel pretty robbed right now. They like do the bare minimum and you know, just to get as much money as they can. Looks like someone's getting skinned. Yep. Landlords deserve it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if my parents still have any, I think they, when I was younger, might have had an investment property or two, but one of them they rented out to my grandma, so I feel like that doesn't really count. So my parents have been, or maybe still are, landlords to a property, and I say this with my whole heart, fuck landlords. My parents still work. I feel like at least they're not just leeching off of people and taking housing opportunities that could be used for social housing for the masses of homeless people in Australia. And not to get too political, but fucking old white farts will like blame it on people coming into the country taking up the houses, and I'm like, no, it's you fucks buying the houses so that you can make more money and monopolizing the market so that the average person can't afford it, and you know, taking opportunity for properties that could be social housing. But I digress. Landlord as well. More landlord's minion. I haven't raised rent in 4 years since we have started. That is very impressive considering cost of living is going through the fucking roof. My landlord increased, like my last landlord increased my rent, and it wasn't so much that I minded that he raised the cost of rent, but the fact that he like was trying to self fucking flagellate himself to me. I don't fucking, no, not flagellate is where you like hit yourself with a whip, right? But like not in a sexy way. What's it called? I don't know. He was just jerking himself off basically to me, being like, oh, like I raised your rent only by a little bit, so it's only this much for each person in the house, and I think that's quite little considering everything. I'm like, shut up. Why just tell me the price and fucking leave me alone. God. No fuck. That's the thing. It's like the typical, like, not all X group of people, but by and large, not much point softening the blow since they'll hate you anyway. Yeah, and he's still at the end of the day asking me to pay extra money each fortnight. So I was like, just ask me for the money, bro. I don't know who you're trying to impress here. For the entire like 2 years that I lived there, when we first moved in, he was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, this, and this to fix the property. He only did it by the time we're fucking moving out. And apparently he'd been saying it for like several years before that as well to other tenants, so funny. Yeah, get it over and done with, exactly. Like, why are you pandering to me? I don't care. Anyway, is it time to look at attractive anime characters? Huh? Like I said, I've not really played a gacha game before, except for the mobile game Obey Me. I never spent money in it. But then it was too grindy, like I couldn't get the cards that I wanted because I had to grind too hard and I ended up having too much of a life to play it. Ow! Yeah, it's time. Okay, let me change the category. Zen loose. I couldn't type. Okay, let me just check. I booted up earlier to make sure it was like all ready to go, so it should be fine. Become addicted like I maybe this is the start of my conversion. Be lurking since I have shit ton of things to do for uni. Oh, that's okay. Be manifesting like on for you. Thank you. If I can get him, I'll be one happy pidge. But yeah, good luck with your uni stuff. I appreciate you even being here. Thank you for lurking. It's very nice. Please don't become addicted. I literally would be unable to spend money on it even if I wanted to, which I'm pretty determined not to. I have a cat child to care for, and I also spent almost $1,000 on my car yesterday, so and 270 bucks on a fucking locksmith. Money wise or time wise, yeah, you have to take like a lot of time. Also, I didn't know which server to pick. I chose Asia assuming that because like Australia's more like closer to like East and Southeast Asia. So I'm hoping that's a good server. I don't know. I think it depends on the game. Occupies brain space. Honestly, I'm ready for the brain rot. Oh my god. Stuff on this TV is crazy. Server roll on? Okay, cool. I'll do it then. That sounds good. So let's... Will it automatically detect it? No. And that's just fine by me. What the fuck? Oh, there. No. What? Ah! When I was 15. What is this guy talking about? Oh, what language should I put it in, actually? Wait, what? What the heck? Wait, do you have to stream it as like a window? Is that why? No. Maybe I do? Let me try that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let me turn off the... Oh. 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 That's right, Lego sheet. Okay. I'll probably listen Japanese then. Uh-huh.
Wise, come check this out.
What's that?
Wise!
14th Street. I think the news mentioned it earlier.
His voice is nice.
Yeah, in the Janus quarter. They say it's already breached the level 3 control.
Hasn't changed. Stuck on the login. Oh, fuck.
Public security were conducting a manhunt over there today. Evacuations may not be going as expected.
What if I... Oops, my bad, guys. Wait, will this...
We'll be seeing
Why?
coming our way soon.
Oh, God. What the heck? When you streamed it, did you have to stream it as a window or game capture? Because it wasn't working for game, but then when it's on window, it's frozen. the heck? Maybe... I don't think that's working either, no. Ah, scuff. Game capture, remember how to start OBS as admin and didn't work unless... Oh, fuck. I should have checked this before stream. No, I don't want to have to stop stream, brother. I'm an admin. I'm the admin of this computer. Why? Oh, God. Just... Ah! Ian cuss. Leave me the fuck alone. God damn it. At least the music's nice. Too good to pass up. I can't even be mad, honestly. Why? Why have you forsaken me? What if okay, I'm gonna... Let me do a new window capture, maybe. Put girl failure in your tags too. No, please. This is the first time I failed. Why is it stuck on the same bitch? Okay, I'm gonna... Hold on. Let me... Oh my God. My life be like, ooh, yeah, ooh, my life be like, ooh, ooh, Sorry, that was... It's kind of fun to make your voice crack. Anyone ever told you that? Have you ever heard this before? Ah! That's my fucking whole PC. Well. Well, you can see what my screensaver is. Why? That's not Zenless Zone 0. Wait, how did you even capture my entire screen on a window capture? That wasn't screen capture. What the fuck? From Pigeon, she's doing pretty well for sure. Are you supposed to be a pigeon? Yeah, I am a pigeon. Hold on. I'll do what I did last stream. Oh, it's just my feet. Oh, I forgot I did that. Hold on. Just male gaze. I'm just doing a slow pan up from my feet to my lustrous hips. See, look, I'm pigeon colors. I'm purple and I'm green and I got little pink legs. I got a little pigeon ring. I'm like, oh God, he sniffed it. No, never again. I'm hiding myself. The grippers. I feel like grippers is like an understatement. By the way, yeah, you can hear the game again. I think I'm going to end stream and then come back and do what I did. At least it'll be 2 separate streams, one for